Hi, my name's Prumihimo, and in this video I'd like to show you how to use different sorts of cord when you're using my patented product, the Prumihimo disc. Now with this disc you generally use thick cord and thin cord. You use the thin cord to carry the beads and you use the thicker cord to provide structure and substance to the braid, and that is generally visible in the middle of the braid. In most cases I will use satin cord, or you may have come across it called rat tail, for my designs. And the reason I do this is it's a great cord to start with. Its slippery surface makes it easy to maintain good tension, and it's available everywhere in lots of colours. But that really is just the starting point, because with this disc, and indeed with other discs, with any other sort of kumihimo, you can use a multitude of different cords, yarns, ribbons, wires, braids. And so for this video I'm going to show you how to use Soutache braid, or you may have come across it called Russian braid. This braid is a very traditional braid, and it's generally used to embellish clothing, particularly used in uniforms as well. But in recent years it's become really popular with bead embroidery, and this means that it's now available in a huge range of different colours, fashion colours, subtle colours, all sorts of lovely things, and it is easily available in bead shops and suppliers. So if we look at the bracelets I've got here, you can start to see why Soutache is such a lovely cord to use in kumihimo. And you can really play with the colours and get some great effects. So in the first bracelet I have used a single colour. You've got the beautiful texture of the braid and that strong colour running through the middle. Now in the next two bracelets I've used two colours, but I've changed the positioning to get different effects. So in the first one I've used light and dark blue, and for this one I've used the dark blue at the top position at number 1 and number 2, and the light blue in the other position, so that's the bottom position at 1 and 2. Now if I change the positioning of the cords, so I can get this effect. So for this one I've got the dark pink top and bottom at number 1, and I've got the lilac top and bottom at number 2. And then finally here I've used 4 different colours just to get a wonderfully random effect and get all those colours blending in together. So you can have a lot of fun playing with the different colours. I'll just say a quick word about Soutache braid, and that is that it will vary in structure from different manufacturers. Some places it'll be a little bit thicker and stiffer, others it will be a little bit thinner and more flexible. Both types are absolutely great. What they will do, however, is alter the spacing of your beads. So if your cord is thicker or stiffer, your beads will be further apart. If it's thinner or more flexible, they will be closer together. So this is your setup. I have used 65 centimetre lengths of Soutache braid. I've used 2 in cream and 2 in green. And for this particular design I've positioned the cream at number 1 at the top and number 2 at the bottom, and I've positioned the green at number 2 at the top and number 1 at the bottom. I've also used Eslon cord to carry my beads, and I've used 4 75 centimetre lengths of Eslon. I'm going to use beads on 2 sides of the braid, and for this design I've chosen to use triangle beads. These are a size 6, and I have put 32 onto my cord and kept them in position with a stop bead, and I have them on the top cord at number 3 and the bottom cord at number 3. You can use smaller beads if you prefer. The starting point is to do about 2 centimetres of braid without any beads. I hope you've watched my videos on how to braid with the Prumihimo disc, because I give lots of useful advice there. But here's a bit of a recap, and also to show you how to braid with something flat like soutache braid or ribbon. Now, I find it best to try and keep the braid fairly flat in the slots as I work, and I find that gives me a nice consistent look on the braid. So I start by moving the top cord at number 1 to the empty slot on the bottom cord up to the top slot, and move the bottom cord across. Then I follow the arrow round, and you'll notice that as I do it, I'm going to do the same moves here, top to bottom, bottom to top, bottom across, and I'm keeping those cords flat both as they go into the slot and as they pass over the point of braiding, because this is where the braid is formed. So that was my top down move. Here's my top up move, and there's my bottom across. Then I'm going to move round to number 3, and same thing, top to bottom, bottom to top, bottom across, and at number 4. That completes the full sequence of moves. So you go back to number 1 and repeat until you have about 2 centimeters of braid. And this is so that you've got the flexibility to adjust the sizing of your bracelet if you want to, and to attach your clasp. So there, I've got about 2 centimeters of braid. Now, adding beads. The way I do that is I complete my moves at number 1, keeping my soutache braid flat, and at number 2, and now at number 3 I drop a triangle bead down to the point of braiding. I keep it in that V there, using my thumb if necessary just to tap it into position and encourage it to stay there. I lift the bottom cord, drop a bead down, and again using my thumb just to keep it in that position and making sure that the bottom bead stays there below that V and the top bead stays above that V. I complete my move and carry on round, completing my moves at number 4. As you braid, don't forget, you want to keep your disc as flat as possible. You want to keep your cords nice and tight. You might find, if you've got very stiff soutache, that it does pull on the thinner cords a little bit more. If that happens, just keep adjusting them and keep tightening them. Don't worry that my cords are getting a little bit tangled under here. This is because I'm working above a table. It is best if you work allowing your cords to hang freely, and then you won't get tangling. But if you do, just every now and then, run your hands down the cords to stop a major tangle happening. So what you need to do is carry on like that, continuing to braid, adding in a triangle bead from both the top and bottom cords at number 3 in every full sequence of moves. So this is how your braid will form. Continue to braid until your bracelet is the right length. Now, 32 beads worked for me, but it's likely to be different for every person because of individual tension and because of individual brands of soutache. So make sure before you take it off the disc that you're happy with the length for you personally. When you're happy with the beaded section, do again 1 to 2 centimeters of braiding without any beads so that you can attach your clasp. I hope that now you've enjoyed this video, you'll start to play with other cords and yarns, because really you can do whatever you want. I've got lots of other ideas to show you, so if you'd like to see them, please subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be notified of when I upload new videos. In the meantime, have lots of fun playing, and look out for new videos from me. Bye.